Hey folks, Crazy Collaborator here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Lode Runner The Dig Fight, created by Psikyo in 2000. But this is another flashback episode number 12, so we're going to go back to the year 2000, and we're going to take the Crazy Climber 80 DeLorean and start with news events of 2000. 21 Coptic Christians are massacred in Upper Egypt due to tensions between Christians and Muslims. Kenya Airways Flight 431 crashes off the Ivory Coast into the Atlantic, killing 169. Alaska Airlines Flight 261 crashes into the Pacific Ocean off the California coast, killing 88. Torrential rains flood Mozambique, killing 800. The PlayStation 2 is released. Pope John Paul II apologizes for sexual misconduct cases in the Roman Catholic Church. Microsoft is ruled to have violated U.S. antitrust laws by oppressing its competitors. Federal agents seize 6-year-old Elian Gonzalez in Miami and fly him to his Cuban father in D.C. Major illegal alien custody battle. The I Love You virus infects several million Windows PCs. A 7.6 earthquake hits Banggai, Indonesia, killing 46. A 7.9 earthquake hits Sumatra, killing 103. A rough draft for the Human Genome Project is completed. A petroleum pipeline explosion in South Nigeria kills around 250. Air France Flight 4590 crashes into a hotel just after takeoff. All 109 die, and 4 in the hotel die in Paris. DeviantArt is launched. The Russian sub Kursk sinks in the Barents Sea. All 118 die. The 2000 Summer Olympics are held in Sydney, Australia. The Greek ferry Express Samina sinks near the island of Paros. 80 die. Serb leader Slobodan Milosevic resigns amid mass demonstrations in Belgrade. 250 million gallons of coal sludge spill in Martin County, Kentucky. The USS Cole is damaged by 2 Al-Qaeda suicide bombers in Yemen. 17 crew members die. Singapore Airlines Flight 006 hits construction equipment at Chiang Kai-shek International Airport. 83 die. In Austria, a funicular fire in an alpine tunnel kills 155. A landslide in Slovenia kills 7 and causes millions in damage. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant is shut down completely. A fire during Christmas at a China shopping center kills 309. Well, now let's look at celebrity deaths of 2000. Bobby Phills, Hedy Lamarr, Alan North of Police Squad, Derek Thomas, Jim Varney, Roger Vadim, Tom Landry, Charles M. Schultz, Oliver, Screamin' Jay Hawkins, Ian Dury, Claire Trevor, Steve Reeves, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Adam Petty, Malik Seeley, Sir John Gielgud, Tito Puente, Vittorio Gassman, Walter Matthau, Kenny Irwin Jr., Sir Alec Guinness, Loretta Young, Richard Mulligan, Benjamin Orr of The Cars, Richard Farnsworth, Yokozuna, WWF wrestler, Steve Allen, Julie London, Ring Lardner Jr., Werner Klemperer, Marie Windsor, Billy Barty, Victor Borgia, and Jason Robards. Now let's look at TV shows of the year 2000. 2-Minute Drill, Andromeda, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Big Brother, The Big Story, Boston Public, The Brack Show, Cheaters, Clifford the Big Red Dog, The Corner, CSI, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Dark Angel, The District, Dora the Explorer, Ed, Gilmore Girls, Harvey Birdman, Jackass, Malcolm in the Middle, MTV Cribs, Queer as Folk, C-Lab 2021, Static Shock, Street Smarts, Survivor, Titus, Trading Spaces, TV Funhouse, The Weekenders, and X-Men Evolution. And now let's look at movies of 2000. Starting with My Dog Skip, Scream 3, Pitch Black, Aaron Brockovich, Final Destination, High Fidelity, The Road to El Dorado, Rules of Engagement, American Psycho, Gladiator, The Virgin Suicides, Road Trip, Mission Impossible 2, Gone in 60 Seconds, Shaft, Chicken Run, The Patriot, The Perfect Storm, Scary Movie, X-Men, Pokemon Movie 2000, What Lies Beneath, Coyote Ugly, Bring It On, Nurse Betty, good movie, Almost Famous, Best in Show, Remember the Titans, Meet the Parents, The Contender, Charlie's Angels, Quills, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Snatch, Chocolat, Castaway, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, Traffic, and Shadow of the Vampire. Now let's look at some number one songs, or all the number one songs of 2000. Smooth, continuing from 1999, What a Girl Wants, I Knew I Loved You, Thank God I Found You, Amazed, Say My Name, Maria Maria, Try Again, Be With You, Everything You Want, Bent, It's Gonna Be Me, Incomplete, Doesn't Really Matter from Nutty Professor 2, Music, Come On Over Baby, With Arms Wide Open, and Independent Women Part 1. Other big hits of 2000. Breathe, Bye Bye Bye, The Real Slim Shady, Oops, I Did It Again, Other Side, Forgot About Dre, Meet Virginia, I Hope You Dance, Cowboy Take Me Away, In the End, Who Let the Dogs Out, and Teenage Dirtbag. Now let's look at sports of the year 2000. Super Bowl 34. The St. Louis Rams win their first title, and they beat the Tennessee Titans barely by a foot, 23-16. Good Super Bowl. The NBA Finals. The Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers, who made their first finals 4-2. My Blazers were a breath away from the finals. I was pissed. Subway Series. The New York Yankees, beat the New York Mets 4-1. Third straight title for the Yanks. My New Jersey Devils win their second Stanley Cup. They beat the Dallas Stars 4-2. Jason Arnott scored the game-winning goal in double overtime. NCAA basketball champs are Michigan State, beating Florida 89-76. NCAA football. Florida State blows out Virginia Tech 49-29 for the national championship. Evander Holyfield beats John Ruiz by decision to retain the heavyweight title. It was his fourth title. Vijay Singh wins the Masters in golf. Tiger Woods wins the U.S. Open by a record 15 shots. British Open. Tiger Woods wins it again. Sets the lowest to par mark of all majors. And he wins the PGA Championship, too.
Lode Runner, the Dig Fight.
And now we're going to look at Lode Runner, the Dig Fight, created by Psikyo in 2000, and it's a continuation of the Lode Runner series, which started back in like 1983 by Broderbund. And this is a split-screen arcade version of Lode Runner. If you've never played Lode Runner, it is a classic puzzle strategy game in which you are a guy who has to dig holes in the ground to try to get all the gold, and there are enemies that are after him. In most of the versions that I remember, the enemies are deadly. Not in this one. They will just stun you for a while. You can kill yourself by drilling a hole and then having the hole fill in over you. And I don't think in other versions, maybe not all the versions, some of them you can, but in this one you can fill up a hole that you just dug if you want to. I don't remember you being able to do that in other versions of Lode Runner. But I haven't played them all. I do remember playing the Nintendo one a lot. But this is a classic puzzle strategy game. There will be ladders to climb. Sometimes there will be little beams you can shimmy across. But I don't know why they went split screen on this like the Nintendo Versus games. But you can choose single play or versus play. We'll look at versus play later on. But yeah, you need to collect all the gold, and then once you do, there will be a final ladder that will appear. You can choose beginner A, beginner B, ordinary A, ordinary B, expert A, expert B, and super expert. But we'll start with beginner A. There will only be 6 stages in beginner A and beginner B. And you'll get these little goofy cut scenes. And there's that little beam you can shimmy across. But you need to dig a hole, and eventually the hole will fill itself in. Those metal blocks you cannot break.
Ready, go!
It takes quite a bit of strategy later on in the game. But there are these weird things, I guess, called daddy longlegs, maybe. And there the guy got buried. So they'll reappear after they get killed. But yeah, you'll see an extra ladder appear once you collect all the gold, and you have to climb up it. she began going to swimming school. I don't know who this gal is in these cutscenes. Is she like the daughter of the protagonist? I don't know. But I had never seen this in arcades. I wasn't really going to arcades anymore in the year 2000. But yeah, Lode Runner is a long franchise. Like I said, since like 1983, created by Broderbund, and it was on an NES port. And there I got hit by the enemy. Getting hit only just incapacitates you for a short while. And if you're climbing a ladder when you get hit, you will fall all the way to the bottom, which sucks. But yeah, you cannot dig through those metal blocks. But beginner stages, or the beginner's options only have 6 stages. Ordinary options have 12 stages. Expert options also have 12 stages. And then super expert. Well, in order to select expert or super expert, when you're selecting your game type, you have to press up 5 times, and then you'll be able to access the expert and super expert ones. Super expert has 25 stages. Needless to say, we are not going to look at every single frickin' stage. That would take way too long. But we'll see like little snippets of each setting. It gets really difficult later on in the game to know how not to get trapped. If you do get trapped, then you have to press like one player start, and that'll kill you. And when you get killed, you lose a chunk of time. You have a certain amount of time to complete the stage. And if you run out of time, it's game over unless you spend a continue. Or put in a credit and continue. And in this setting, this girl grows up in the cutscenes. She entered a co-educational school. She entered an ordinary university. She became an ordinary office worker. And then, well, how's the life she chose? She had a happy marriage. That's the happy ending. And those cutscenes can change a little bit, I think, depending on how fast you beat the levels. Enemies can pick up gold, and if they do, then when you dig a hole and they fall in, they'll leave the gold and you can pick it up. I really don't know why they went with the split screen Nintendo Versus style on this game. But you have to pick up all the gold, and then you'll see ladders appear, or a ladder appear, and you'll want to go up that. You'll see that it's flashing. That's the one that you want to go up to end the level. And if you think you got all the gold and you don't see that ladder, it's probably in the possession of a monster.
Ready, go!
And I don't know how to describe the monsters in this setting in Beginner A, but I think they're called the Daddy Longlegs. But in Beginner B, there's kind of a cave-ish type of setting, and the monsters are mummies. In Ordinary A, there are snowmen that come after you. In Ordinary B, there are little Pac-Man type of guys. But yeah, just kind of learn how fast the holes fill themselves in. Look ahead and see how you might end up trapping yourself in a certain area and avoid that, keep that from happening. When an enemy falls in the hole that you dug, you can walk on their head. Now here's where you have to be a little more careful with your strategies on this level. Yeah, like I said, you can fill in a hole that you dug in this game, and I don't think you can do that in all the versions of, oh crap, in all the versions of Lode Runner. I don't know exactly how many Lode Runner games there were that were made. Note that there is one block that you can push and it will have an arrow on it. And you can bury an enemy that fell into a hole that you created. Yeah, if you fall into a hole that you didn't create and there's no way around you, that you're trapped, then you have to press one player start to give up. Yeah, here is her happy ending. She gets married. And I don't know who this gal is. I'm guessing she's like the daughter of the protagonist. It's hard to get. I think in order to get on the high score list, you have to beat the expert setting or the super expert setting all the way through 25 stages. And now we're gonna look at parts of the beginner B setting, which has the mummies, and we'll see all the cutscenes. Like I said, you might be able to experience different damn it, I can't speak. You might be able to experience different cutscenes if you beat levels in a specific time. If you beat them really fast, you might see different cutscenes. That's just one level of the beginner B setting. And yeah, other cutscenes are like making the way straight inside it. Much spears have poured. There's another level. Much spears have poured. And then there's the next level, kind of cool skull pattern in the blocks. I've locked up in the toxic gas room. There's the next level. Is this ever the last door? And then there's, I think, the final level of Beginner B. What sort of fate is awaiting me? There's nothing but strange creatures. Oh my gosh, I will be eaten. Kind of poor English. But now we'll look at a little bit of Ordinary A, making the snowman. There are 12 stages, and there are snowmen as the enemy. I put on a cheat right there. There's a cheat in MAME that allows you to make the exit ladder appear by picking up just one gold. It's a very nice trick to have. And then there's also, I had her first make a snow rabbit. And yeah, some goofy cutscenes. I wasn't able to complete this one. It's too hard for me. But we'll take a little bit of a look at Ordinary B, which is 12 stages. The escalation of my hobbies. And this has Pac-Men as enemies. I put the cheat in again to pick up one gold to make the exit ladder appear. I got the latest model yo-yo. I got ski utensils all together. Next I get a snowmobile. Next I've bought a snowplow. What could I get with the heat of dissipations? And they bought like a houseboat, I think, says. But yeah, like I said, the cutscene can differ depending on how fast you beat the level, I think. And we'll take a little bit of look at Expert A, which is 12 stages, and you face baby dragons as the enemies. And in the cutscenes, it'll say like a small lizard is born, it has evolved to an iguana, it has evolved to a wyvern, stuff like that. And then here is Expert B with 12 stages, and you face these alien heads, and they're called Ummo aliens. And the Ummo alien will get like more hair and hairstyles later on. Hairstyle changed, like Bamboo Blind Ummo. It became Mohican Ummo. They meant to say Mohican. Ummo began to have punch permanent hairs. Finally, the riddle of Ummo is coming out. That's Afro Ummo. The style is nice. Okay then. But yeah, Super Expert is 25 stages. And again, to access Expert A, B, or Super Expert, you have to press up 5 times. But they mix all the enemies into all the 25 stages. And that's what it looks like when you beat it. You are genius. And then you put in your initials for beating Super Expert. And now let's look at the versus play mode. You both put in a credit and you both select versus play.
New challenger.
Do you accept a challenge? Then you both play on the same screen.
Round.
And the goal is different this time around. Player 1 has to collect all the blue diamonds, and player 2 has to collect all the red diamonds. Whoever does it first is the winner. Whoever dies is the loser, or fails to get their diamonds first. There, I died on purpose just to show you what it looks like. You lose, and
Round
they win.
2, go.
And whoever wins 3 rounds first is the winner. And then you have to decide whether you want to keep doing the versus battle, or if you want to go play a solo game. Yeah, when you collect a diamond, usually it'll result in an enemy spawning from that spot where you picked up the diamond. And there I win. I won 3 games, so I'm the winner. You win, you lose. And they show your time for each stage. Well, that was Lode Runner the Dig Fight by Psikyo in 2000. I thank you for watching that, and for my 2000 flashback. This is Crazy Clamorades, and thanks for watching Lode Runner the Dig Fight and my 2000 flashback, flashback number 12. I'll see you soon with flashback number 13. Bye, folks.